Hallelujah. Nabiyan, thank you for this opportunity. May you word my mouth and just be with me as I speak. Correct me as I go. Thank you for this opportunity and just this day, this yom. Hallelujah. So I've been starting on some research. I kind of looked into this stuff a little bit before, but I kind of want to mess with something. So Cyrus or Koresh. He's listed as a Messiah. Many say that a Messiah has to come from Israel, has to be anointed, as far as with oil or whatever the word. They say that the process has to be the same that Aaron went through, which Aaron was not a Messiah. More so, Moshe would have been more a Messiah than Aaron. But just interesting how people agree with the Bible until they don't agree with it. And then also, it's just I've noticed how they kind of fit things into a situation to make things be what they are not. So let's go. Let's go. I'm gonna share my screen first, and I'm gonna start reading something. I might let me see before I go. I'm gonna set something else up first because I just want to show something first about this Cyrus, Cyrus, yeah, Cyrus, before I get to reading too far. So I'm gonna go over here to Isaiah 45 first, and I'm gonna put it on parallel so that we can see from the KJV what the name was there, and of course what the name is when you speak it, or when you kind of more so say it, how it should have been pronounced if you used the Semitic languages or things of that nature. So, all right, share my screen. Let's go. Oh, okay. So Isaiah, it would be Yeshayah, and we're going to 45. And it says, Thus says Yahuwah to his anointed. This word anointed, if you look up in the blue letter, it'll say Mashyak or Messiah. To Koresh, whose right hand I have strengthened, to subdue nations before him and undergird the loins of sovereigns, to open before him the double doors, so that the gates are not shut. Reading it over here in the KJV, thus says, no, I don't say that really. I try to stay away from that. Yahuwah to his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand I have holden. So Cyrus and Koresh, same people, just the way that the name is pronounced, or how they have tried to transliterate, I guess, or even change the name. Name should stay the same. They should not have, I guess, a transliteration. I mean, not a translation, I should say, not for names. If a Asian person was to come to meet up with me and tell me his name, he would say it how it is said. Now I might try to spell it in English what he said, and that's what a transliteration is when you try to, in your own language, write down someone else's name that's of another language. So again, I'm here to talk about something briefly, so let's keep going. Let me get back to what I'm focused on. So where I'm focused on is Ezra. I'm gonna go to Ezra 1. Let's share the screen and let's go. Okay. So here in Ezra 1, it says, and in the first year of Koresh, this is Cyrus, sovereign of Persia, that the word of Yahuwah by the mouth of Yeremiah, this is who we call Jeremiah, might be accomplished. Yahuwah stirred up the Ruach, or the spirit of Koresh, sovereign of Persia, to proclaim throughout all his reign, and also in writing, saying, thus said Koresh, sovereign of Persia, Yahuwah Elohim. So he's proclaiming Yahuwah. Again, he's the sovereign of Persia, not of Israel. Yahuwah Elohim of the heavens has given me all reigns of the earth. He's given him dominion over all the earth. All power is in this man's hand. A man with all power. A lot of times when people look at messiahs and they have all power, they want to make them into the Most High, or say that there has to be Yahuwah. But again, this man who Yahuwah labeled as his right hand, let me click over here. He says, whose right hand I have strengthened. He strengthened his right hand. So this is one is operating as Yah's right hand. He has given, Elohim of heavens has given me all the reigns of the earth. He's been given dominion of the whole earth. This is what Israel is supposed to have, but of course, this man right here is over all the earth. This Persian man. Hmm. Interesting though, because he's not Israelite and he's also a Messiah. This kind of flies in the face of all these people who says that, it's got to be Israelite. That's what Yah's perfect plan is, for it to be Israel. But again, Israel wasn't in line, so that's why they were under the authority and rule of the Persians and Medes. And he has commanded me to build him a house in Jerusalem, which is in Yehuda. So this non-Israelite is finna build the house of Yah, the temple of Yah. Who is among you of his people, his Elohim, his Elohim be with him, and let him go up to Jerusalem, which is in Yehuda, and build the house of Yahuwah Elohim of Israel. He is Elohim, which is in Jerusalem. And whoever is left from all the places where he sojourns, let the men of his place help him with silver and gold, and goods and livestock, besides the voluntary offerings for the house of Elohim, which is in Jerusalem. So again, I said I was here more so researching. So let's go to some of the stuff that I'm looking at. They give you pictures. It looks like he's off brown or whatever, but look at the curly hair here. There's Cyrus, C 585, 529. So you notice that it's going backwards. So that lets you notice is before BC, it's BC. So, it's going down and it's coming towards zero. But it says Cyrus I, old Persian Kurush, was king of Ashan from century 600 to 580 BC, or according to others from c 652 to 600 BC. His name in modern Persian is, I don't know how to read that, while in Greek he was called, don't know how to read that either. Cyrus was an early member of the Achaemenid dynasty. He was apparently a grandson of his founder, Achaemenid. But again, look at the picture. We're dealing with resources. Of course, it says co-pilot, so this, you can't get away now from dealing with AI. I hate dealing with AIs, but this is what the search engine comes up with. So let's go to the next thing here. It says the Medes were ancient Indo-European. Huh? Indo-European. Where's Europe at? And where is Medes or Persia at? Hmm. People who inhabit the region known as Media, located in the northwestern part of present-day Iran. If you just read these things, you just accept it. But they're playing with our mind. Where's Europe in contrast to Iran? If it's the northwestern part of Iran, that means if it's Indo-European, they should be close. They are frequently mentioned in the Bible, particularly in the context of the rise and fall of empires in the Near East. I tell you this, Iran is closer to Israel than it is to Europe, but they playing with your mind here. Indo-European. I pulled up some maps. Let me see. Here's a map. Here's Iran. Europe's way over here, and Israel is right here. Europe's way over here. Iran's right here. Northwest would be right around up in here. Tehran, you see Tehran? Ain't that the name of dad or something? It sounds very, huh? But again, and you even see Cyprus, Beirut, all Israel right here, Jerusalem on this map, and Iran right there. Got Iraq in between it, Syria right there, Jordan, Saudi Arabia. But one interesting thing, if you know anything about tectonic plates, almost all of this is on the same tectonic plate, which is the African tectonic plate. They playing with you, playing with us. They want to say Indo-European because again, they want to make this person to be European or what we consider European, not realizing that at a time frame, almost everybody on the earth had melanin skin or brown skin. And again, of course, when you point these things out, people always want to attribute it to racism and stuff like that, when racism did not exist until actually in the what, last 1,000 years. So up in there, because there may have been discrimination, but there was no such thing of racism until they had a race to dominate the earth. And in that race, most of the time, they gathered up and put in slavery brown skinned people. This is information that can be backed up, but of course, I'm not here for that. Let's look at this map here. Tehran, Iran, Iraq right there. Again, I just got through showing you that Israel right over here. There is no way you could connect Europe to this, but of course, as we go back, let me see, they call it Indo-European. They playing with you, playing with you. They want to make us always see every aspect of the Bible as palm skin color. My skin color palm, it doesn't look as dark as they want to lighten it up. And many that know about Iran know that that is a desert area, just like Iraq, just like most of it, the Israel area, a hot, hot area. Those that have natural palm skin, they suffer in that type of sun. And for that to be something a land that they consider to be their native land, that's a great stretch. Great stretch. I'm just researching, just looking through some stuff and just like, just saying, I want to deal with just how they kind of make it, how there's no Messiah other than by these dynamics, but yet the Tanakh, Yeshua, calls Koresh a Messiah. Maybe I should look up the word anointed for you or whatever and show you that it's the same as Messiah. But you can do that. Also, dealing with he had a dominion over all the earth. He had dominion. He was ruling things. And he also what? Was established to build the house of Yah. We got to get out of our biases and stuff like that. For one, I'm saying this as an Israelite, and so when people try to make it as if the kingdom is only for Israel, that man was not Israel. One thing that I'm wanting to say, but I haven't done the backstory all the way. You know, if you go back to what Abraham was, he was Syrian or Assyrian. Persian Medes connects with that. It's very much likely that Cyrus was a Shemitic person. No, he was not from the line that Abraham from, but still from Shem. That's something that I'm looking into a little bit more, but still, even Abraham was not an Israelite because he predated him. So to say that only Israelites, that doesn't fit because even Abraham was not an Israelite. No, neither was Noah, neither was Enoch. We got to get out of this lumping things together and not really considering the logic behind what we're saying. Yes, the kingdom is founded on Israel. That's the establishment. That's what is set up. The 12 pillars, 12 gates. But yet and still, Yah has been dealing with other nations all along. If you look in Jeremiah, you see that the Rechabites, because they honored their father, Yah decided to honor them because they were more worthy towards their father or more honorable towards their father than Israel was towards its father, which is Yahuwah. So he wanted to set them up because he wanted to acknowledge that, hey, if they can worship and, well, not worship, if they can honor their father and obey their father, every command that he given, why can't you? So in the earth, there was an example of such obedience that he wanted to make an example of these people and set them up forever. We got to get out of this thing to thinking that it's only Israel. I totally agree that Israel will be the leaders. We will be the head and not the tail. But this thing that we're going to turn the tables and things are going to be, I guess, the reverse or the reciprocal. No, we're not going to be in lead to mistreat people. No, the kingdom is going to be filled with situations where there will be honor, trust, and love. You're not going to have somebody serving you that's sitting there bitter or angry at you. They're going to willfully do it, and they're going to do it in joy, almost as if a child who loves their parents, they, what do you want me to do, Dad? The same way we are supposed to be with Yah, they're going to be towards Israel. Yah, what do you want me to do? I'm happy to do the will of Yah. I don't see it as begrudging or as a problem. And these other nations will be the same towards Israel because they'll fall in line and they'll love Yah first. And in loving Yah first, they'll want to do his will, which is his will is to establish his kingdom, and he has set forth his royal priesthood. Exodus 19, 4 through 6. Israel is who he hath set to have esteem as his royal priests. The other nations that come into the kingdom will be obedient to Yah, his commands, and thus fall under the authority of Israel. This will not be a race thing. Even Israel will going to have to fall in line. If you're Israel biologically, but yet you're not in obedience, sorry. If anything, you might end up underneath someone of another nation, or not in at all, not in the kingdom at all. The leadership, though, is supposed to be Israel. But as we see right here, the leader was not Israel. So there can be exceptions to the rule, but the rule's supposed to be the majority, or the basis is supposed to be some way. But Yah has over and over allowed exceptions. Many want to make the rule to be one wife, one husband, or whatever. And so I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna leave that alone. This stuff. There's always been exceptions to his rules. Now there are certain things that he does not I guess give any exception to. You know, some things, mm, yeah, you're not gonna be sexually perverse and enter into his kingdom. Sorry, you're gonna have to let that go, restore yourself. You can't be that and come in. No, perversion will not be allowed. If you hate your brother, if you hate those that Yah loves, sorry. And that goes even for hating these other nations. None of you have the right to hate Esau, because he's really not another nation. He's your brother. Biologically brother. He's kinsman. And if he's walking in Torah and you call yourself hating him, you'll be the one on the outside. Believe that. Abiana, thank you. Just was researching and studying. I'm gonna get back to what I'm doing. I thank you for just giving me the opportunity. May someone gain from this, someone get a benefit. I thank you for the time, and thank you for allowing me the voice. Hallelujah. Shalom.